How can one man do so much and be in so many places all at one time? Some people thought that Thomas McKean may have been two people because he was so active, so productive, and so efficient.
Thomas McKean.
Thomas McKean.
Thomas McKean.
Thomas McKean was born on March 19, 1734, in New London, Pennsylvania. His father earned his living by keeping a tavern. Thomas's formal education began at 9 years old when he was enrolled in a seminary in New London, Pennsylvania, where he met George Read, who would later sign the Declaration right alongside Thomas. By the time Thomas turned 21, he had established himself as a lawyer in present-day Delaware. Just 1 year later, Thomas was appointed Deputy Attorney General of Sussex County. Just as his political and his professional careers were picking up, Thomas met his wife, Mary Borden, and the two of them were married in 1763, and Mary would give birth to 6 children, before passing away 10 years into their marriage in 1773. Well, being a very busy and a very efficient man, Thomas was remarried just 1 year later in 1774 to Sarah Armitage, who gave birth to 4 more children. At one point, Thomas McKean was claimed to have been a citizen of 2 states at the same time, which led to him holding simultaneous public offices, representing both Delaware and Pennsylvania. He represented the state of Delaware in Congress as president of it, and was Chief Justice of Pennsylvania. This is believed to have never happened before or since in the history of our country. In addition to these positions, he was, over his lifetime, Deputy Attorney General to County Sussex, admitted to the bar of Pennsylvania Supreme Court, appointed Chief Clerk of the Assembly of Delaware, member of Delaware Assembly, delegate to the Stamp Act of Congress, collector of customs and commissioner of revenue at Newcastle, delegate to the Continental Congress, president of Delaware, Chief Justice of Pennsylvania, governor of Pennsylvania, high sheriff of Kent County, militia captain, judge at Newcastle, clerk and member of the legislature, including the speakership of the lower house, president of the Continental Congress, governor of Delaware, and the responsibilities go on and on and on. How can one man do so much and be in so many places all at once? Some people thought he may have been 2 people because he was so prolific, so active, so productive, and so efficient. Well, on the great question of the Declaration of Independence, Mr. McKean was very much in favor. After voting as such, he signed the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July, 1776, at the age of 42. Thomas was there, and he did sign, but his signature was omitted on the copy published in the Journals of Congress. This was a mistake or an oversight. But he wrote a letter stating, quote, "Modesty should not rob any man of his just honor, when by that honor his modesty cannot be offended. My name is not on the printed Journals of Congress as a party to the Declaration of Independence, and yet the fact is that I was a member of Congress for the state of Delaware. I was personally present in Congress and voted in favor of independence on the 4th of July, 1776, and signed the Declaration of Independence after it had been engrossed on the parchment, where my name, in my own handwriting, still appears," unquote. The mistake was corrected. One time, there was an attempt to impeach Thomas McKean as governor, but it was unsuccessful. The following day, he presented to the House a reply to the charges which had been charged against him. The firm and fearless position which I take invites the strictest scrutiny upon a fair exposition of our Constitution and laws into the sincerity and the truth of the general answer given to my accusers, that no act of my public life was ever done from a corrupt motive, nor without a deliberate opinion that the act was lawful and proper. After a long and successful political career, Thomas finally retired in 1808. He spent his retirement in Philadelphia discussing political affairs, enjoying the fortune that he had earned through investments and real estate. Just 9 years into his retirement, Thomas McKean passed away on June 24, 1817, at the age of 83. Charles Augustus Goodrich writes of Thomas McKean, "He occupied an inevitable rank among men of maturer years. He held several offices of distinction, and by his industry and assiduity, his judgment and his ability, he gave promise to his future eminence." Now, how many of us can say that no act of our public life has ever been done from a corrupt motive? His motives and his life was open for the whole world to see. And from his actions to his very pure heart, he was a great man. The end.